Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at @TheMarkJohnNFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 35% off. And first before we get into this loss, we hit 10K, so that was exciting. 10,000 subscribers. So let's keep it going, guys. Keep sharing and getting more people watching the show. Appreciate everybody who's been joining with us from the beginning. So appreciate all you guys. But Raiders had a game that they probably could have won. They could have upset this team, man. That was the frustrating part about this game. Had every single chance to win this game, but the offense just really was pretty bad all game. Let's keep it real. They're pretty bad throughout the whole football game. They had a couple decent drives to start off, but there's just so many turnovers where they could have got some more points or done something more with them. And there's penalties or whatever, or, play calling. All of it was kind of mixed all together in this game for the offense, but the defense, they did a lot of bending, but not breaking. Yeah. So for sure. So because if you go look at the numbers, you would feel like the Dolphins scored 40 points.
Yeah, I think I tweeted it out at halftime from the account. Like the Raiders were getting outgained by like 125 yards at the first half, but it was a 1-point game. And then the second half, the offense just got worse. Like today we've been praising Bro Haggerty or Hardigree, excuse me. We've been praising Aiden O'Connell for the last few weeks, and yeah. Today was a little bit of a bring back down to reality for both those guys, I think. O'Connell at the end of the first quarter, it was like he just felt like he had done enough, and after hitting that bomb to Devontae Adams, he's like, "Yep, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's all I needed today." And then, I don't know if he connected on a deep pass after that one, maybe one or two, or at least maybe one that was wide open or something like that when they were on that 2-minute drive. But yeah, it was tough to watch because it felt like he almost forgot how to play quarterback after making probably the best throw of his career.
Yeah. To me, it was a couple of things. I thought the Dolphins were giving them a lot of short passes. I felt like every time they ran sticks or those type of quick hitch routes in the middle of the field, it was open. I feel like they could have spammed that a lot more. I feel like they could have went to that, especially on third down and those type of things. They weren't playing that well inside, but they kept attacking Jalen Ramsey too, which I didn't understand. I don't know how much in the league he's been, but it's not smart. It's just not smart to do, right? And then you see what happens. He's got 2 interceptions. The dude has 5 All-Pros. He's a Hall of Famer. Basically, he's a lock Hall of Famer. He has all these All-Pros, all these other things. Doesn't matter how many career interceptions he has, whatever. You can't keep testing him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was a big thing in this game. And they couldn't run the ball on offense, which was probably the main key thing is that, the Dolphins came to stop the run, and they could not run the ball at all. Maybe Parham's injury was hurting him a little bit where he couldn't get any push or anything like that. But I felt like they got no push this game against more of a finesse defensive line and linebackers. And, even showed that on film that, there's a lot of elements for them to be able to run the football, and they just couldn't. And it's crazy. They ran the football better on a team that is better at stopping the run last week, So it didn't make any damn sense. I can't wait. I want to dive into the film. I want to see the play calling too on offense, and just see what AOC was looking at, because there's one play on the first drive. I think the first drive after the fumble where I thought he had Mayer wide open off the play action, and there's a couple of things I want to look at. I just want to see what he was looking at on some of these plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of touched on it, but this felt like the offensive line is probably their worst game of the season, or at least their worst game in a while. They were this last week, they kind of got away with it a little bit. We didn't feel like we missed Colton Miller too much. Today they missed Colton Miller a lot. Like you said, they couldn't run the ball. Jermaine Illuminor and Thayer Munford on several occasions both got beat at the same time to put Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Like you said, no push coming in the interior. That was one of the things that I was worried about when breaking it down and showing that Chiefs film. Is I'm like, man, the Raiders didn't have a Creed Humphrey, and that really showed today. Andre James, as we've talked about before, just kind of a middling average center, and Creed Humphrey's legit. And looking back on it, that was a big difference in that game and being able to get the ground game going. Because I felt like they set out to try and do that in the beginning of the game. I felt like that was the game plan, but there just wasn't much room to run.
Yeah, it just was no room to run for Jacobs. The first it felt like at the beginning of the game they had some good runs, but then it was holdings or whatever, and then there's a whole bunch of penalties by both sides of the ball. But
Yeah.
the offense just it's more we could tell at this point when you have a rookie quarterback like Aiden O'Connell. I mean, he threw the ball 41 times today. I mean, you don't want that with him,
Yeah.
obviously, and because one, I talked about it, when I was breaking him down, like sometimes he can't move. And sometimes he frustrates me because I'm like, bro, you got to throw the ball. You can't move.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of
Yeah.
the no matter what. You got to find something. I mean, check downs, whatever. You got to get rid of the damn football. And some of those plays you could tell, especially like the 4th and 2, like when he threw that ball deep. I mean, man, I
Sue
saw.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, against Jacoby Myers. Come on, bro. And then I saw Mayer and Jacobs were both like open for like 2 yards. I mean, even if you dump it off to Jacobs there, he has a chance to break a tackle. You get those 2 yards, man. He's a tough runner. There's things that a lot of things I saw. It felt like he was just trying to make too many damn plays instead of just playing within the offense. But I don't know how much Bo Hardegree helped him today. So I think that. But the defense, man, there's a lot of standouts here besides Marcus Peters. You gotta figure it out.
Can we touch on Marcus Peters real quick? I mean,
Go ahead.
I just want to say, was dude like out there like I mean, we've been talking about it a lot, like, and you said it a lot too. Like, he's out there collecting checks. This was the exact like epitome of that game. Like, oh my god, I don't understand. Like, this on the touchdown of Hill, like even Vic Tafur pointed this out. Like, he's out there like jogging after getting beat on a TIG. I'm like, bro, at least for the optics, sprint, dive at his ankles or something. I know you're not going to make the play. I know you're not going to make the tackle, but at least make it look a little bit better. And then on top of it, I mean, could not, like we said, can't play off against these guys. That's what they had, and that's what he was doing. End up getting everything short. He couldn't stay in front of them. Can't tackle, giving up yards. But good God.
That first touchdown frustrated the hell out of me because one, I'm like, okay, you're playing that off on Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Two, I mean, of course he's gonna run a dig. That's what they do all the time. And then you just like give up and just Morrig is coming to help you, right? And I don't know if he wasn't ready for that, and Morrig kind of over pursues, but damn, man, let's show some hustle out there. And then they really couldn't. I mean, the reason why the Dolphins had so many yards is, and they end up stuffing in the red zone because one, I think the Dolphins, they have a great red zone, but I think just Tua is he's not a good red zone quarterback. He's just not. So a lot of stuff that Josh McDaniels does. Not Josh, Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel. A lot of stuff that he does kind of makes it easy for Tua, but when Tua has to read, it's in kind of short areas. He's not that good, so that's why they were able to get off the field, get some good plays, and get some field goals, and kind of get some turnovers in those areas. Even on film, he threw some picks, in the red zone when I was watching it. So there's some things that he was kind of a little bit, not very good at in that area. And the Raiders were able to get some stops there, but I felt like they were just getting picked apart. And one of the reasons was because Marcus Peters playing so off, and you're kind of dependent on Nate Hobbs, and Nate Hobbs played outside a lot today, which I thought was super interesting look for them.
I think part of it had to do with Amik being hurt all week. I know Amik was cleared for the game, but I had a feeling that they were going to do that because they put Hall in the slot or at nickel, and then I don't think Amik really played much, and like because Bennett came in for a little bit too, but yeah. Good red zone defense. I think Bill tweeted this out. Like, it felt a lot like the Lions game. Just only this time the Lions didn't turn the ball over 3 times like the Dolphins did today. But I mean, stiffened up in the between or inside the red zones. But yeah, between the 20s was rough. And again,
Yeah. I mean, because you look at his stats, man. It looked like they put up 40 on the Raiders. I think he had like over 330 yards or something like that. Passing, Tyreek Hill had like 150 yards receiving, something like that. I mean, Waddle had a good game, and they had no answer for Tyreek Hill. And one of the reasons is that you can't play bump and run with Marcus Peters. You just can't.
You can't.
You can't play bump and run with him. And so that's my thing. Like, so you have a whole in an NFL where you have to play press coverage. Like, every single team plays press coverage. This is the NFL. This is not college. This is not the Big 12 where you can just play quarters and play back off, and a wide receiver never faces press until he enters the NFL. No, we got to play press coverage at times, and if he can't play press, he can't play. That's kind of how I look at it at this point. If he can't play press coverage, he can't play. So hopefully Jack Jones comes in there and they mix that up. Maybe keep Hobbs outside, keep Tyler Hall in there, because I thought Hobbs had a pretty damn good game outside.
Yeah.
He looked pretty damn well. And the Chiefs don't have the big receivers next week, so if you get some better corners out there, and have these guys kind of getting these guys' faces a little bit, because that's why the Dolphins went right up and down the field. I mean, we didn't get any physical with them at all. So
Yeah.
there was free releases, and they had no answer for that play that one play I was kind of going for. They ran that play a lot and executed pretty damn well. So but the Raiders were able to hold in the red zone and keep them in the game and make some good turnovers. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward, because beginning of the season, for most of the year, we've kind of penciled in Marcus Peters as their top corner, but I mean, right now he's not playing like it. And right now, if you can't play press coverage with him on the field, you might as well roll with Amik Robertson, Ja'Cory Bennett, or put Hobbs outside and Hall in the slot, and roll with either Bennett or Robertson out there. I mean,
yeah, man.
Because right now, right now, Marcus Peters is a bigger liability than what he's worth right now.
It's just the effort too, man. Like to me, if Antonio Pierce and he's trying to get these guys, hype and out here to playing hard, everybody's playing hard, right? And you got the one guy who keeps starting and he's not playing hard. Like, how does it look to the other guys? In my opinion, that's if I was on this team, I would look kind of Marcus Peters kind of funny, and I feel like that he should be benched anyways, because that type of effort is not going to help this Raiders team. And then if you can't play press coverage. To talk about they're running the ball at his ass too, because he doesn't tackle. He just tries to
run the ball and that screens to him.
I don't know, what does he do? I don't know what he's doing out there. So that's what I'm saying. He's a little liability at this point.
Yeah.
He's a damn liability.
He is. There's no other way to put it. Right now, you can't they can't win with him out there. And I mean, firsthand.
Because the Raiders on defense, and one of the reasons they're able to stop the Dolphins, because they played the run really well. The linebackers played damn well today. Diablo, he had that ugly play against the running back. I mean, he got worked, and then he got hit by Connor Williams. It was
on the touchdown.
It was both. People were gonna say what, maybe he just got hit there, but man, no, he got worked first. And then he came back his side and got hit by Connor Williams. Because maybe if he played good coverage, I think that might be like pass interference or something like that, how far downfield he was. But man, he got. I think
it was behind the line, because they ran like an angle. They ran like a Texas route screen, so that's how he got away with it. But
he got.
Yeah,
he almost fell. He went this way. He went like this, and then tried to come back, and he got popped. No, that's not gonna work. So him. I still want them to play Masters, and I don't know. I hope they're sticking with Diablo. But
forced fumble today.
I know, man. I feel like he's
making plays, man. He's out there making plays. That's for sure. I definitely feel you on that one. I don't know. I mean, Diablo, he might have had a solid game. I'd be interested to see what his PFF grade is and stuff, and how the film looks. But if I'm the two guys that make the most plays of the Raiders linebackers right now are Luke Masterson and Robert Spillane. Spillane damn near got another pick again today. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's pretty obvious who their two best linebackers are, and got to give Masterson a chance to start.
Yeah, let's talk about something. I see a lot of people talking about the field goals, because they had the 2 4th downs, right?
Yeah,
and technically in your brain, even though I always think, what if he missed? But people don't think about that. We just assume that everybody's going to make a field goal. I'm like, okay, field goals are not like that. It's not always a for sure thing. And I know Daniel Carlson is pretty for sure, but that's how I feel about field goals. It's easy to second guess and say you should kick field goals, but what if you miss? And then we're thinking maybe you shouldn't have kicked field goal. And that's how it goes with 4th downs, especially in these day and age. But what are your thoughts process on that? I think the first 4th and 2, I wouldn't have kicked field goal, in my opinion. I
wouldn't have kicked it either. Here's the way I look at it. We're talking about them kicking 2 field goals. Okay, well, they lost by 7. I mean, I know the game's tight or whatever. Maybe the play calling is different and everything and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not like 2 field goals would have won them the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I appreciate them being conservative or being aggressive and trying to go for it, especially when I think one of them was after the turnover where it was after the shank punt where they got the ball at the 50, and offense hasn't been moving the ball great all game. You have to go down and score again. This is probably your best opportunity to get the touchdown that you need. Because again, I don't think your offense can go down the field. They couldn't, and got to go for it. Just can't heave it up to a guy that's covered on 4th and 2.
Yeah,
20 yards down the field.
because that's my thing. Because the 4th and 2, because the 4th and 2 play. I mean, we could talk about that play and how he should kick the field goal, but he had Michael Mayer wide open, and they ran the same kind of play that they always run, which is a stick. They got first downs on that all game. It was the same damn play. They had Jacobs go to the flat, and they had Mayer on the comeback. And if you watch it on the replay, Mayer's wide open if he throws that
Flat
ball to
was
Mayer
open
on
all
time,
day. Flat was open all
right?
game.
It was
Anybody.
it was there, right? It was right there. So like, yeah, we kicked the field goal, but also Aiden O'Connell can throw the ball to Michael Mayer too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then yes, you kick a field goal there, that's fine. But then let's say, okay, then you kick a near the field goal, and then you got to go all the way down the field. Who knows what type of game that is? It might be a different game. It might be a different outlook too. I mean, just kicking the field goal is always, yeah, it sounds good there. But the 4th and 2, I'm not kicking the field goal. 4th and 6, that's when I was like, okay, maybe we should kick it just to get some points and get some kind of like feeling. Okay, we did something good on this drive. The 4th and 6 was different than me. I thought the 5th and 6, they probably should kick field goal there. They probably should have took it. It got to 2016. It wouldn't have made a difference, and they go down and you win no matter what. But
Yeah, you still
I
have to
think
score
on
a
this,
touchdown,
yeah,
but-
you got to score a touchdown regardless. But I think the second one was when they should have kicked the field goal. The first one, I agree with that decision because it's 4th and 2, and you only need 2 yards. And the Raiders have been damn good on 4th down all year too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not something they've been dead bad at. Even when Josh McDaniels was there, and even the past couple of games, I mean, they had some good 4th down plays, right? And he just got to hit that, right? He's got to hit that throw. He's got to hit that play call and not try to throw a fade to Jacoby Myers versus Jalen Ramsey, because Jalen Ramsey destroyed him. Like he almost fell. Like it was like there was no chance of Jacoby Myers beating Jalen Ramsey in press coverage. Like just Devontae Adams struggles with Jalen Ramsey in press coverage. He always has. Like honestly, every wide receiver in the NFL struggles against Jalen Ramsey when he's in press, right? Yeah. So like you can't do that. So he's got to run the offense, man, and just throw the ball to Michael Mayer, get those 4 yards, bro, get that 5, and then the drive keeps going. But he threw it like I don't know what he was expecting to happen on that play. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. The one thing I will say on the 4th and 6, I think that was the play that both one of the plays that both tackles get beat too pretty quickly off by the pass rusher. So it's like, okay, yeah, we can pick and choose the play call, but or we can pick and we can pick at the decision, but at the end of the day, like you are kind of hoping that both your tackles can give a little bit of time and not both of them getting beat. But yeah, I can see kicking the field goal on that one at least to make it a.
Yeah, because to be honest, at that point, after the first 4th down, like Raiders ain't get no points, man. Look, can we get some positivity? It would have been a positive to see the ball just go through there, right? Just like, like okay,
I can see it.
Right.
I can see it.
Okay, all right, we got a shot, right? And because after that, you feel defeated, especially he throws a pick and all that stuff. Yeah, you feel a little defeated, and they got the ball back, and they're able to get down the field. But I'll talk about the plays. I see. Jim wants to talk about Pola-Mao. He keeps asking. So, what'd you think about Isaiah Pola-Mao? Which, I always shout at him. Mount Point represent my alumni high school. Let's go. Only Mount Point NFL player right now. Let's see you balling out there. So that's my personal biased opinion. But to our real evaluation, what'd you think of his game? What'd you think of his game?
I mean, I thought he did pretty well. Coming into a game for for an injured player, never an easy situation for a backup, and came in. I think was that his first pick of his career? Did he get one last year?
Yeah.
First pick of his career. I think he came up, made a couple nice stops. Did he force a fumble too? No, just made a couple tackles on like 3rd down. But thought he played pretty well. I mean, from what we could see, at least again from the broadcast, I thought he had a good game. Made a couple positive plays. One of those being that big pick that could have changed the momentum of the game, but obviously didn't. But yeah, I thought he had a pretty good game. What did he finish with?
Yeah, a pick. Yeah, some tackles. I think he had some pretty good tackles. Even that one pass that Cedric Wilson caught. I mean, he was right there. Right. That was a good play by him. So he looks good, man. I mean, he's making his way.
He was tied for 4th on the team with 7 total tackles. Not bad.
Yeah,
for playing half the game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but. Like I said, Mount Point represent. I'm a little biased with him, but I still like. He's getting better there. I like it. So what else we got here, man? Are the Raiders a zone running team or power? They're a zone team now. They're a zone team.
Zone, yeah.
They're a zone team.
No. They're zone and duo, which is
I feel like they're more of a
I don't
West
know how
Coast
to run.
offense team too. I feel like Scott Turner is there a lot. I think he is in that kind of helping Bo. Because I feel like they're going more West Coast with more of the routes I saw out there and some of the things they were doing, a lot of the bootlegs, a lot of the sticks they were doing, a lot of those run plays, a lot of those kind of, plays they were running. I thought they were looks a little more West Coast as they go along, right? But man, yeah, they got to figure this out because they got to get O'Connell to the point where like he's throwing a lot of short passes like he did against the Giants. I think they're trying to do a lot of things, and you want to get Tucker involved and all those things. But I think you got to get him comfortable, especially when it's getting to the point where he can't throw downfield. You got to keep spamming short passes. That's what I'm saying, because the short passes he was consistent, in my opinion. Like Michael Mayer had a pretty damn good game, and he was consistent getting the ball to him and getting some good chunk yards on first down. And I think they just kept spamming that, but all of a sudden we just, he's just trying to chuck it deep and trying to make a play. And I think he's got to calm his damn self down, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I'd be curious to see too if that was the play calling or was he just like feeling himself after that one play to Devontae and then kept chucking it up, because it seemed like for a while like he was just throwing it up, just throw it up, and then when he started to calm down a little bit is when they started to push the ball, or started to actually drive the ball down the field and started putting some drives together late in the game when he went back to those shorter intermediate throws.
Yeah, because Trey
throws it deep again and ends the game with a pick.
Yeah, exactly. Because Trey Tucker looks pretty good out there, to be honest. Because even the both one interception, he was just trying to hear the ball, and that it sucks. But both interceptions, I thought Tucker was open. Because even the first interception, like Tucker had to stop, and maybe he can come back to the ball. That's probably, and I saw somebody say that to me on Twitter. Yeah, he could come back to the ball, but Jalen Ramsey dove for that interception. And like he was like just like picked it. It was like running. He had to dive, which just kind of shows you how behind that throw was and how Tucker had to stop. Because if he keeps throwing that ball to Tucker, Tucker is still running. You know what I mean? Like
which one? The first one or the one that ended the game? Okay, the first one. On the out.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, it was in route. I think.
Was it in? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and because he dives for it, man. That wasn't like he just like picked it and was like running. He had to dive for the interception so it shows how behind he was in that throw and how late he was. And even the touchdown, to me, touchdown kind of just shows more of his liability. No, not his liability, his limitations of his arm, because he had to get air under it. Because if you had just any big arm quarterback, that's a touchdown. Because Tucker beats Ramsey inside, just zip. Right there, you just zip that boy 30 yards, right? Right on the money, right to Tucker. Those guys can't get there, but he threw it in the air, and then he didn't get enough air under it, and you have two guys come in and almost picking it off. And because Tucker's open, if he times that and he throws a nice ball with some zip right over the middle, that's a touchdown. So,
and I just don't think he has that in his bag right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the rainbow thrower, not a rooftop thrower. That's my
man. That's why you need. That's why you need a big arm quarterback, bro. That's why you need one. That's why you need a big arm. Big arms change everything in the NFL. Because I'm telling you, if he had the arm, Tucker's open and he throws a touchdown tied, and hopefully they hit the extra point, it's tie game. You know what I mean? But he had to get air under it because he can't put zip on it like that to get that ball. Because probably if he tried to put zip, then Ramsey just undercuts it and just picks it anyways, which he did anyways. But you know what I mean? Like, so that's my thing, man. It is a struggle for the offense a little bit, just all together, man. There's too many turnovers, too many picks, too many fumbled recoveries, penalties. Too many things, too many penalties, too many things for this offense to have every chance, man. And since they couldn't run the ball, and that's what we're learning, if the Raiders can't run the ball at this point, it's going to be hard for them to play the game. People are still mad about those field goals, man. I'm just saying, 4th and 2, I'm not taking a field goal. I would have been mad if they kicked the ball. I would have been. 4th and 6, yes. 4th and 2, no, man. You can get 2 yards inside the 30. I'm sorry. Down 13-20. This is modern NFL,
Again,
because it all comes back to me. What if he missed, man? If he missed it, then we all be pissed. That's my thing. But keep going. Go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say again, the last drive is called differently, and maybe O'Connell doesn't take the shot, but we're talking about 6 points in a 7-point ball game, like, and I feel like at that point too, again, in that situation of the game, like, you got to go for it. Like, you settle for the field goal after having that kind of field position, like. you got to have a little bit of stones and roll the dice there, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. That's always my thing. Is I mean, yeah. No, we don't know that. I mean, you say if you kick those field goals, we don't know that for sure. I mean, because doesn't say what if he missed though? They can miss. You can miss field goals, guys. That's what I was talking about. You can miss those. You can miss a field goal. It happens. It happens
And
a lot.
Carlson hasn't been his best this year.
Yeah, man. And for me, it's just modern NFL. You got to get used to it. The next coach is going to come. It's 4th and 2. He's probably going to go for it. That's modern NFL.
Yeah.
You guys said our kicker he missed a couple of games ago. He missed a couple. He's actually missed like 3 times this year.
So, yeah, he's actually not had that great of a year.
He's not having that great of a year. He's not the same for sure guy. But you have to. So you just got to me, in my opinion, you just got to get used to it. You got to get used to it, man. You got to get used to it. It's 4th and 2.
You go for it.
In these days, and it's 2023. The next, if Antonio Pierce doesn't come back, which I think there's a good chance, right? Because even to me today, I thought the team played just for them to come out on the West Coast and probably should have won this game. You know what I mean? They probably should have won this game.
Yeah.
So so like that. You see, this thing, I don't know. It's just to me.
Compare their last 2 10 o'clock games against each other. One was a blowout loss to the Bears, and the other one was a tough fought game against one of the best teams in the AFC. So that tells you a lot about Antonio Pierce, I think, to your point. And they didn't even they were supposed to. I don't know if you saw this, they were supposed to go to Orlando this week in practice to get used to the time change, and Pierce called it off, and they still ended up coming out and played pretty well. I mean, first half wasn't the problem, or at least first quarter wasn't the problem.
Yeah, man. I don't know. So you see, that's what I said. People are really mad about that fourth down. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna bother me as much as other things because it's modern NFL. Like I'm not gonna get. It's 4th and 2. I mean, I kind of expecting them to kind of go for it.
Yeah,
this is me. Like expecting it, and it just seems like okay, they get 3 field goals. It just seems the way it would have gone. But like I said, we don't know. He might have just like the chance of them making it is the same chance of him missing, and it's just not that for sure of a thing. And modern NFL, it's just what it is. It is what it is. The second time though, I agree. I agree with that one. The first one, I agree. So I'm kind of 50-50. I'm not saying they should keep build field goals, but yeah, man. And that's what it is, man. It's that's the NFL these days. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. Like, it's just like if the next coach is going to be like that, if they switch coaches, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's guys that get made fun of about it. Like, there's analytics, there's little type of things, man. You got to be aggressive these days. So it is what it is. I
was just gonna say, if there's a coach to be upset with today, of like the new regime, like it's Hegarty before Antonio Pierce. Or Hegarty. I don't know why I keep calling it.
I'm not gonna trip over the field goal thing. I get it. I get the field goal thing, and I understand it because it just seems that way. Or they hit 3 field goals, they win. But it's do they play with the same urgency if they have a field goal? Like, how do they play?
The Dolphins play calling changes too. You know what I mean?
Their play calling changes if the game gets closer, right? They don't try to put the game away with those runs. They're coming out trying to play kind of different. Like they're not just trying to run the clock out because the game's getting closer. Like it just changes everything. And I know 3 field goals was the game, guys, but it's just I'm just saying you guys could play that hypothetical. I'm gonna just stick with it's modern NFL, and nobody's gonna do that in 4th and 2. So it is what it is. I don't know. They can disagree with me. That's fine. But I don't know. It's just not that for sure for me to be honest. So I don't know. Last thoughts, Matt. I don't know. That's good. That's gonna be the talk of the week. We know I'm sure Tony Pierce is getting talked that. He's gonna ask that like 800 times right now from the.
Oh yeah, I know one person they're
gonna ask him about that. That's gonna be the talk of the week is them not kicking those field goals. And I get it. I see both sides. I see both sides of it. But yeah.
My last thought is the Raiders again play calling changes, and I understand that Raiders were on the 40 when Aiden O'Connell threw a pick to end the game.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I said that.
So it would have been a 56-yarder. Again, play calling changes, and I get that. I understand, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
you got to be like you said. You got to be aggressive.
This is modern NFL in me. I'm not gonna do the whole field goal thing. I'm just not because.
Let's put it this way: What was it? Just a week ago, Dan Campbell went for it on fourth down with a tie ball game and like 2 minutes left, and they're in field goal range to put the game away. Like that's a good example for you. Like that's just the modern NFL. Like that's how you got to do, and it inspires some confidence in your guys. Usually, just sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. Again, play calling is a big factor on fourth down too, and that to me was the bigger issue.
Yeah, he could have just threw to Michael Mayer too, and we wouldn't be talking about this. That's what pisses me off.
Exactly.
Because that's the other way I look at it. Like if he throws to Michael Mayer, then nobody's talking about, oh, you should have kicked the field goal if he throws to Michael Mayer, who's wide open, right? So that's kind of my thing too. Is kick a field goal or throw to Michael Mayer.
Here's the other thing I was just thinking.
What's your decision? So you know what I mean? So, I'm more mad he didn't throw to Michael Mayer on the play. I mean, we could talk about the field goal. I'm more mad that Michael Mayer is wide open, and we're not talking about a field goal if he just throws to him. So,
yeah. Here's the other thing I'll remind people of. About a month ago, we were pissed off with Josh McDaniels settling for field goals. So,
hey, because that's what happens on fourth downs, though, man. That's the tough part of these coaches these days is you got to make a decision, and and your quarterback doesn't throw to a wide open guy, and he throws to the guy who's covered by Jalen Ramsey, because I see a lot of people blaming Bo Hardegree. I would tell you, I mean, that was not where the ball's supposed to go. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not where the ball's supposed to go. So that's my thing, man. That's my damn thing. Like, throw the ball to the right guy, and we're not talking about this. Not having this conversation. So
you just hate O'Connell, man. Just going back to your reaction from the Giants game. You just hate, or the Jets game. You just hate O'Connell. You're an O'Connell hater, dude.
I guess so. Throw the ball to Bear. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. Like, throw the ball to Bear. We're not even having this debate here. We're not having this debate. If he just throws the ball to Michael, wide open, boom, first down. We're like, yeah. We're like, oh, great fourth down call. And we're just keeping the ball moving. Everybody's excited, but that's how it is. And then this is what happens. And now we're like second guessing it. We're like, they gotta kick a field goal. That's my thing, But because the thing is, the other side of it, like I always talk about, if Daniel Carlson missed it, Tony Pierce is getting killed for not going for it. So it's like that's the dynamic, man. I don't know, man. It's tough to win these games, but man, it is what it is. Because maybe they're right, but we'll see. We'll see. I do think a study tape. I mean, the tape's not out yet, though, man. We gotta wait till the tape gets out, and we could.
What was it comment? I didn't hear.
He said this. I studied his tape too. I'm like, the tape's not out yet, though. Man. We gotta wait till the film gets out. We could.
Someone's saying they studied the tape too.
Phoenix Juniors or Sanders, I'd be happy. I don't know, man.
Have you watched Colorado play in the last 2 months?
He's not coming out, bro. Phoenix, maybe. Yeah, man. I mean, because that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm really mad at AOC this whole game, kind of game, to be honest. But we're okay. We can go both ways with this. All right, man. So let's get out of here, man. Let's do this. Hope you guys keep subscribing. Like, even if we disagree on some things, stick with the channel here. Appreciate you guys coming though and talking to us and going through it and talking to us about this. So make sure that we get ready for KC this week. We'll review the film, check it out on Wednesday. Be ready for that, and then we'll go over all these things. I'll go over the fourth down plays. We're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do this week because those plays did frustrate me a little bit. So appreciate you guys coming, and we got 300 this week. So keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. That's good. And we don't know why Josh was in my dude Trey. I don't know, dude. I don't know why Josh wasn't in these games. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Well, we'll get there, man. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. All right. We're out of here, guys. Peace.
See ya.